What would you do if everyone judged you before they even knew your name? That's exactly what happened to a gentle soul in a quiet English village, until one family decided to see beyond the stereotypes. In the heart of Cheshire, in a small village called Alderley Edge, lived the Thompsons, Emma, her husband James, and their newborn son, Oliver. Their home was cozy, filled with laughter and the warmth of new beginnings. But there was one thing missing. Emma had always dreamed of having a dog, a loyal companion who would grow up alongside their child. One rainy afternoon in October, they visited a local shelter in nearby Macclesfield. Among the barking and chaos, one dog sat quietly in the corner. His name was Duke, a massive American Staffordshire Terrier with a brindle coat and the kindest eyes Emma had ever seen. He was only 8 weeks old, but already people avoided him. The shelter staff whispered warnings. Staffies can be dangerous, they said, especially around babies. But Emma saw something different. When she approached Duke's kennel, he didn't jump or bark. He simply tilted his head and wagged his tail slowly, as if asking, "Will you be my family?" If you're still watching and haven't subscribed yet, I have to tell you, this story gets even more beautiful, and I'd hate for you to miss what happens next. Just like Duke waited for his forever home, I'm waiting for you to join our community. Hit that subscribe button, because what comes next will touch your heart in ways you never expected. James was hesitant. "Are you sure about this, Em? What about Oliver?" But Emma knelt down and Duke gently placed his massive paw on her hand. In that moment, she knew. This dog wasn't a threat. He was family. They brought Duke home that very evening. The first few nights were challenging. Duke was a curious puppy, bumbling around the house with paws too big for his body. But whenever Oliver cried, something remarkable happened. Duke would sit perfectly still outside the nursery door, just listening, not barking, not whining, just there. As Emma's belly had grown during pregnancy, Duke seemed to understand. He would rest his head gently on her stomach, as if protecting the baby inside. James would joke, "I think he knows something we don't." And perhaps he did. When they finally brought Oliver home from the hospital, they were terrified. How would a growing Staffie react to a newborn? They'd read all the horror stories online. But Duke surprised them all. They set up a playpen in the living room, and Duke positioned himself on the outside, like a guardian. He never tried to jump in. He just watched with those gentle eyes, his tail wagging softly whenever Oliver made a sound. Emma would catch him tilting his head when the baby cooed, as if trying to understand this tiny human. "He's studying him," James observed one morning. And it was true. Duke was learning how to be Oliver's protector. The first time Oliver rolled over, Duke was there. The funny thing, Duke rolled over too, right alongside him, as if demonstrating, "See, little one, this is how it's done." Emma captured it on video, tears streaming down her face. This was the dog people feared. This was the dangerous breed everyone warned them about. When Oliver started using his baby jumper, bouncing up and down with pure joy, Duke would lie at his feet, synchronizing his tail wags with each bounce. They were a team connected by something deeper than species, pure, unconditional love. The village wasn't so understanding. When Emma pushed Oliver in his pram with Duke walking beside them, she noticed the stares. Mothers would pull their children closer. An elderly woman once said, "That dog shouldn't be near a baby. It's not natural." But Emma knew better. Every evening when James came home from work, he'd find Oliver and Duke in the same spot, Duke lying protectively beside the baby's playmat, both of them watching the door, waiting for Daddy to arrive. By Oliver's first birthday, Duke had reached his full size, nearly 125 pounds of pure muscle and love. But he still thought he was that 8-week-old puppy. He'd try to climb into Emma's lap, all 125 pounds of him, looking utterly confused when she'd laugh and say, "Duke, you're enormous." The birthday party was magical. They'd gotten Oliver a ball pit, colorful plastic balls in a small inflatable pool. Oliver loved it, giggling as he threw balls in the air. But you know who loved it more? Duke. The moment Oliver climbed in, Duke followed, squeezing his massive body into that tiny space, balls flying everywhere. Emma's mother gasped, "He's going to hurt the baby." But Oliver just laughed harder, hugging Duke's neck. Their daily walks to the local park became legendary. Oliver, now toddling on unsteady legs, would hold onto Duke's collar for balance. Duke would walk slowly, adjusting his pace to match the tiny human beside him. One autumn morning, Oliver wandered near the pond. Before Emma could react, Duke bolted. He positioned himself between Oliver and the water's edge, gently but firmly pushing the toddler back with his body. Then he sat down, creating a living barrier. This was the dog people feared, and he'd just saved her son's life. That Christmas, when Santa knocked, Oliver's eyes went wide. But instead of running to Santa, he turned around, reaching for Duke. "Puppy, puppy!" Duke trotted over, his tail wagging so hard his entire back end wiggled. Mrs. Claus whispered to Emma, "I've never seen a bond like this." Think about the times you've judged someone based on what others said. Were those stories always true? Duke's story teaches us that love doesn't come in a specific breed or package. Have you ever had a pet that people misunderstood? Drop your thoughts below. As Oliver grew, their adventures continued. The playground became their kingdom. Duke was always there, patient, protective, present. When Oliver called, Duke was there. When Oliver fell, Duke was there. The Thompsons broke down stereotypes with daily acts of love. Emma often reflects on that rainy day in Macclesfield. What if they'd listened to the warnings? They would have missed the most beautiful friendship she'd ever witnessed. Duke didn't just change their lives, he changed their perspective on loyalty and unconditional love. Every day, Duke proves that love is about being present, about that unspoken bond between a boy and his dog, a bond that will last a lifetime.